director at the Institute for Risk and Disaster Reduction and a professor at University College London. He joins me now from London. Peter, I want to thank you for your patience. We had a lot at the top of the show, but over the past 10 days, I've had a chance to talk to many seismologists and geophysicists like yourself, and I think the 7.7 tremor was no surprise, but I think the fact that you had an equally strong quake within such a short time span is more surprising. Is that accurate?
I mean, that it is not uncommon for one large quake to trigger a very substantial secondary quake. So it's not, I wouldn't say that unsurprising. I think that obviously the focus of a lot of disaster risk reduction has been on the further north in Anatolia and in Istanbul. So I think in a sense, the southeast of Turkey has been caught slightly unaware, but that's not because of, I think, of the expectations of seismologists and geophysicists of the hazard there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is a little bit off topic, but I mean, it's something of personal interest, I think, for many viewers out there as well. I mean, in recent years, scientific and technological advances have led to improved forecasting of certain natural disasters. I think sort of hurricane are the ones that sort of come to mind first. Tragically, this is not the case when it comes to earthquakes. Why is that exactly?
I mean, you're dealing with a complex process of fracture. I mean, if you just imagine trying to break a pencil, for instance. I mean, you don't know exactly when that pencil is going to break. You can say if you put enough force on it, it will break, and that will happen. And so, in a sense, I mean, seismologists got quite good at understanding where earthquakes are likely to happen, but they can't give any real indication of when they are likely to happen. And that position is unlikely to change. So I think the focus really needs to be on disaster risk reduction rather than earthquake prediction.
Okay, I want to ask you one more question about that, and we'll get to sort of the aftermath of this disaster in just a bit. Are scientists able to measure the amount of pressure that is built up on these fault lines? I mean, in some of the material that I've been reading, it says that the amount of energy that's been released in these twin earthquakes is equal to, I think, about 300 to 400 times that of the atomic bomb that was detonated in Hiroshima.
Yeah, I mean, the energy involved in earthquakes is simply staggering. But again, I mean we can tell that the stress is building up and that the strain is accumulating. But actually saying when the rupture will happen in a particular time frame is just I think beyond us. And again, I think really probably not something we should be focusing on too much. We should be talking far more about hazard zoning and other disaster risk reduction measures.
Okay, you're also a member of the Earthquake Engineering Field Investigating Team. I'm wondering how important it is that clearing crews who are on the ground right now don't act too quickly and remove all of the remains of this collapsed concrete and buildings. I mean, I would assume that analyzing the debris, how it's fallen, how it's collapsed, would be very important in terms of improving building codes for the future.
So I've been a member of a number of these missions to go investigate, straight after a number of earthquake disasters. But I'll say, I mean, that there is no way the response effort should be held up for looking at these matters. I'd say that there's probably one exception on that, and that is when criminal matters are being considered, in which case obviously the evidence needs to be preserved for that criminal investigation. But otherwise, I'd say get on as quickly as possible with the response and recovery efforts.
Okay, Peter Sammonds, thank you very much for joining us here in our continuing coverage. I do enjoy speaking with you. Thank you.